After the Minnesota Vikings close loss, I should say, 31-29 to the Detroit Lions, people are discussing the role of Sam Darnold in that loss. And that's what we're going to do today on this podcast. We are going to break down what is happening with Sam Darnold over the stretch of the last few games, because he started the season on an insane tear. Keyword is insane there. And now he seems to be regressing. And we're going to answer that question on today's podcast. So, Sam Darnold, his stat line in this ballgame against the Detroit Lions, his completion percentage was awesome. 22 for 27, 259 yards. 1 second here. 9.6 average per throw. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a 51-yard bomb to Jordan Addison. Took 4 sacks, had a quarterback rating of 103.5, and a QBR rating of 46.3. He also ran the ball 4 times for 39 yards. So Sam Darnold's elusiveness continues to show throughout this regular season. And on this podcast today, I'm going to share that Sam Darnold is regressing. Now, we should not panic about this regression by Sam Darnold, because you look at what he did through the first 4 weeks of the season. Week 1 against the Giants, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Week 2 against San Fran, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Week 3 against Houston, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Week 4 against Green Bay, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That tear was insane. And as I said earlier, the key word is insane. Sam Darnold was not going to be able to continue that throughout the course of the regular season. So is he regressing? Yes. But that was the only way to go for Sam Darnold. He was never going to maintain that level because he was playing as a top 5 MVP candidate through the first 4 weeks of the season. Game-sealing drive against the Niners. Game-sealing drive against the Packers. Game-sealing drive against the Jets. It was never going to be a perfect season for Sam Darnold. And now you look at his last few games, 0 touchdowns in the second half against the Packers, 0 touchdowns against the Jets, 1 touchdown against the Detroit Lions. So in the last 10 quarters of football, Sam Darnold has only thrown for 1 touchdown. And you're seeing his quarterback rating come down a little bit almost every single game. His rating went up from the Jets to Giants game, or Jets to Detroit Lions game, 50.3 to 103.5. But it's not 123 like it was against the Packers. It's not 119 like it was against the Texans. It's not 113 like it was against the Giants. Sam Darnold is regressing back to the Sam Darnold that we expected at the beginning of the season. And he's probably still playing better than we expected him to play. So Sam Darnold started off the season so hot. We had the whole Sam-temper. We had everything going for Sam Darnold, that now that he's playing back to his normal self, or even better than his normal self, this is still the best Sam Darnold we've ever seen in his NFL career. And he's efficient. 22 for 27, 81% completion percentage. That's still a very good stat line for Sam Darnold. That's a very winnable stat line for Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold is still doing enough for the Minnesota Vikings to win games. But he is regressing because he was never going to maintain the level of elite play he was playing in through the first 4 weeks of the season. So I'm not concerned about it. It just was always going to happen. And I gave a warning to Vikings fans a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was talking about how negative I was being and, oh, you're just a negative sport. No, that's called objectivism. Is that a word? I don't know. Objective. It's called being objective. Okay. You look at Sam Darnold's stat line and you look at what he's been doing for the Vikings this year, and there's no way he's going to be in the MVP conversation at the end of the season like he was in the first 4 weeks of the season. It happened. He was hot. It was great. It was cool. But now he's regressing back to where we expected him to be. But the good news is that this is still the best version of Sam Darnold we've ever seen. Take a look at this touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson.
Stay alive.
That was a tremendous catch by Justin Jefferson, but it was also a great throw by Sam Darnold. He put it in a spot that only Justin Jefferson could get it. Sam Darnold is a very good deep ball thrower. Not that that was a bomb or anything, but he threw the ball from like the 30-yard line all the way into the end zone. It wasn't a short pass, not even a medium pass. That was a long touchdown throw. So we still see amazing throws like this. And then Darnold's pass to Addison was just as insane. Take a look at this one. That was a 55-yard throw from Darnold's own end zone on a throw where he couldn't even really step up and do it. Take a look at it again. Watch Sam Darnold and watch how he just flicks this thing 55 yards. Take a close look at Darnold. It's an incredible throw. And something that has been very noticeable in the first few weeks of the season, anytime the Minnesota Vikings got down into opponents' territory, they scored a touchdown almost every single time. It was just a touchdown machine. And in this game against the Detroit Lions, we had Will Reichard going out there for multiple field goals. So that's a big difference. And it was always going to be this way. There was no way for the Vikings to maintain their excellence as they were in the first 4 weeks of the season. And then he got this throw from Sam Darnold as well. That's a phenomenal play by Branch. To be able to snag that ball, you see defensive backs drop those passes all the time, and he snagged it. It was a great play by him, and he's one of the top defensive players in this league at his position. And that was a mistake by Sam Darnold and could have been the difference in winning and losing this game. The Vikings lose by 2. They're already in field goal range because Will Reichard can kick it super far, and he misses Aaron Jones wide open in the flat. And he was even looking at him. And he threw it to Addison instead. Like look at Darnold. He eyes aren't Jones. Look at this.
Fake it to Jones.
He's looking at him right now. He's looking in his direction. Or at least somewhere in his direction. Maybe he's looking at Justin Jefferson being guarded by number 23. Maybe he's looking that direction. But it's in the vicinity. He's wide open. So what decides to take a medium cross route instead, and it gets picked off. So things like that were not happening in the first 3 weeks of the season. And Sam Darnold has been spectacular for the Minnesota Vikings this season. He is still playing well enough to win football games. In all reality, everyone's, what's wrong? What's wrong with Kevin O'Connell? What's wrong with Darnold? Oh, my gosh. Vikings are 1 pass away from winning this game. They're 1 first down away from sealing it. They get 1 first down on a 3rd and 4. If Jordan Addison doesn't run the wrong route, well, Vikings might win that game. If Sam Darnold doesn't throw a 95-mile-per-hour heater at Justin Jefferson on the final throw of the game, or not the final throw of the game, but the second to last possession of the game, the final throw that would have dictated the game, well, Minnesota Vikings might be looking at 6-0 right now. But now they need to respond, and this is a massive game for the Vikings. Short week against the Rams, Thursday night. You just lost. Rams are playing for something. It's a big win. It's a big game. And the Minnesota Vikings need a victory. Can't lose 2 in a row with Sam Darnold. All right. Everyone, thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for making this podcast part of your day. Subscribe button is right there.